What is up, everyone? Welcome to NBA Top Shot This live. We're here for the playoffs. We're here with two NBA champions and someone who just got inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame. Tonight's going to be a really fun time. Really excited to talk Detroit Pistons basketball, NBA playoffs, of course. Do some Top Shot segments. I'm stoked to be here. We're, of course, going to be doing some giveaways. Hollow icon pack on the line. Stay tuned for the end for that. But in the meantime, I'm just thrilled to have two of the very best players of the 2000s joining us here on NBA Top Shot This live for the playoff show. Without further ado, I'd love to bring them on. From Virginia Union, the best defender of the century, in my opinion, NBA champion, 2021 NBA Hall of Fame inductee, Ben Wallace. Welcome to the show, man. Great to have you here. And of course, Ben Wallace's running mate with the 2004 NBA champion Detroit Pistons, national champion in college with UConn, one of the best shooters of the century, Richard Hamilton. Thank you guys for joining. Excited to have you here. Excited to talk shop. How's it going, guys?
Everything's going good.
All good, all good. Happy to be here.
Y'all Rip Mike still breaking up. Nope, both of y'all mic is breaking up.
Mike's breaking up. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you good.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Can hear you good. What's going on, guys? So without further ado, what I want to start with is, first and foremost, Ben, congratulations. 2021 Hall of Fame. Rip, when you guys joined up initially as Pistons, did you think that Ben Wallace, because Ben was a journeyman for the start of his NBA career, did you think that you would be soon playing with a Hall of Famer, or was it only after you saw and got to take the floor with him that this guy had Hall of Fame potential?
Well, that's a great question because when I was in Washington first, Ben was supposed to be in Washington with me before he got traded to Orlando. But when we got an opportunity to play him in Detroit, I seen this dude about the same height as me. We looking eye to eye. They got him playing the center position. But every time I went baseline and try to get my little pull up, this little guy, the same height as me, would always block my shot. And I never understood how great of a shot blocker he was because that's before the world knew who Ben Wallace was, before the whole fear the fro movement. And by the time I got to Detroit, I understood why he was so great. And again, you when you look at the game of basketball, especially during that era and now, people that get a lot of the glory and a lot of the credit is the guys that can put the ball in the basket. And Body could put the ball in the basket in practice. He did it a lot, but LB didn't want to showcase that a whole lot in a regular season. But defensively, man, he was everywhere. I mean, I never played against or with somebody that was a better defender than him because he was so special in the paint because he can block your shot, but also he'll take a charge on you. So you never knew how he was going to play you. He was always able to use his quickness. He got really, really long arms that people don't really know how long his arms is. But his timing is impeccable. Should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. I always tell him to this day that he was our superhero. We all thought we were superheroes on our team, but he's the one that played Superman. He was the one that we kind of followed his lead. So it's just something that I thought he should have been first ballot, but I'm happy to see that he's there. And I'm super proud of him, just like the rest of the best five alive. We're just all super proud of him.
Man, that's respect. That's love. You guys obviously have one of the ultimate bonds and Rip. I talked about this last time, and I know you're going to correct me because you were superstars. But the perception in the NBA world is the 2004 Detroit Pistons, alongside maybe the 1979 Seattle Supersonics, are kind of the outlier examples of a team going the distance without that quote-unquote superstar. Now, I, like you, take a little exception to that because I think across the five of you, really, you had guys that any given night could be the best player on the floor, and oftentimes were the best players on the floor. Now, Ben, I'm going to turn it over to you. What was your first memory of kind of playing against Rip or playing with Rip? Because obviously his reputation is just best endurance, could run around forever. Did you notice that from first time you practiced with him or played against him, or was that something that you kind of picked up over time?
It's something that I sort of picked up, with time, because like Rip said earlier, I was preparing to play with Rip before the trade happened to Orlando. And so I had followed him in college, but I never knew till I got a chance to play against him how active he really was. And I remember the first thing, that came across my mind was, because I like to, get my position, look on one side of the floor, take a snapshot, see who on one side of the floor and see what they might be doing over there, and then get back, to my position. But every time I would look to take that snapshot, he'd be in a different spot. So I'm realizing that this guy's just all over the place all the time. So having a chance to play with him, once I heard that he was coming to Detroit, I said that, that was great because he's another energy guy that can change the game and affect the game just by his energy. You know what I'm saying? And he's not one of those guys that needed to dominate the ball to be effective. He made plays with his foot, with his movement. And for me, that was great. That was my type of basketball. Guys will come out and bring a lot of energy. So I knew on the offensive end of the floor that the guys that bring that type of energy like that, makes me want to work, a little bit harder, on the boards, to create second opportunities or whatever. And on the defensive end, with his length and his size on the perimeter, it made us better. That was one of the stigmas with Rip coming to Detroit, that he wasn't a defensive guy. And and it took a little minute. It took a little minute, to convince him that, just as effective you are on the offensive end, like I'm bringing that same type of energy to the defensive end. So, I'm gonna get out, set good picks, throw good outlets, get you out on the perimeter, and on the defensive end, we're gonna lock up. We're gonna shut some guys down, and we're gonna make them play our style of basketball. So, once he came in and he brought that energy on the defensive end, the first time I saw him, come out on the defensive end and bring that same type of energy, I knew right then I was never gonna let him live that down. He was gonna have to give me that every night. So, I mean, it was great, man, having the opportunity to play with a guy like that can make plays, with his energy, with his feet, with his movement, and and quite honestly, one of the best mid-range shooters to ever play the game. So he made my job easy.
Yeah, I can attest as a Knicks fan watching you guys dominate us perpetually for years that you both made each other's jobs look easy when it was anything but.
Man, it was fun. That's the bottom line. Guys don't realize how much fun we was actually having out there.
Yeah, and for Rip, obviously, starting your career playing alongside Michael Jordan with the Wizards, getting traded in a blockbuster deal at the time, right? Like you were the up-and-comer, Jerry Stackhouse, of course, pretty established at that point. Like I kind of feel like Joe Dumars is either a wild genius for kind of identifying these kind of players all over the league that were, Chauncey Billups, journeyman, Ben Wallace, journeyman, Rip, kind of undervalued. Like when you all were coming together, did you know that this team could be special, or was it kind of the thing where Rip, when you got traded, you found out you're going to Detroit, you're like, okay, we're gonna be a rebuilding team, maybe we could get to the 8 seed, 7 seed, or did you have confidence from day one that, oh no, we got a squad here?
Well, to be honest, I really had no clue because I didn't know a lot of these guys personally. I watched a lot of these guys from afar. And again, everybody on that team before I got there was really trying to make a name for themselves. So it wasn't like the team was full of all-stars or guys that was, looked at as the best players in the league at that time, other than Stackhouse. Stackhouse was leading scorer of the league during that time. I remember once I got traded to Detroit, I asked my agent, I said, who did I get traded for? And he said, Jerry Stackhouse. I said, man, they gave up Jerry Stackhouse because Stack at the time, I was a young kid, you know, trying to make a name for myself, and Stack already had a name. And,
Right.
you know, watching him during his North Carolina days with him and Rashid playing there and him being the leading scorer, I looked at it was like, oh, this is a perfect situation because this tells me that this team really want me to really give up a guy that was really an all-star in the game. So once I got there, you know, first of all, you know, the team welcomed me with open arms. Ben already had a foundation of what the team was about, right? So once I got there, it was good because it wasn't about prima donnas, right? It was like, okay, it's all about hard work, brotherhood, and you're only as good as the person that you're playing next to, right? So that was big for myself because remember I won a championship in college, and we always felt as though that no one player was big as the group. And we all knew in order for us to achieve some of our individual accolades, we had to buy into the team goals. And if we win, good things that happen for each and every individual. So once I got there, man, Ty Lue, who's the coach of the Clippers now, had a good relationship with Chauncey prior to that. And and T. Lue played with me in Washington. He was just like, hey, you know what, you're really going to like Chauncey. Chauncey's very similar to you, you know, very talkative, just a good guy on and off the court, and you guys are going to hit it off. So T. Lue put in a phone call to Chauncey. Me and Chauncey talked. So by the time I got to Detroit, it was just like, okay, Rip, you're a young kid trying to figure it out because I was still young. I was still trying to figure out the lead because I went from winning in college to going to Washington and not winning a whole lot, but then getting an opportunity to playing with the greatest player in the game, and Michael Jordan.
Right.
So that just speeded up my development process to be able to play with a guy that played the same position as me. So by the time I got to Detroit, I was very seasoned by MJ because he won so much in Chicago, and I understood what it took to win at the NBA level. So by the time I got to Detroit, you know, Ben, like even though he looks crazy sometimes and he gonna punch a hole through a wall, you know, he welcomed me with open arms. The only thing I had to do with him was throw him a oop first couple of minutes of the game, you know, get his juice going. Then he would have me have my back anywhere that I need to be at on the floor. I can give a funny story. When I first got there, I remember guarding a guy and him going baseline, and I ended up fouling him because I had this rule: if you get by me, I'm gonna foul you so you don't get 2 points, or foul you before you take the shot. That way you don't go to the free throw line. And Ben came over in the middle of the game and said, "Hey, Rip, you ain't got to do that no more. If he gets by you, make sure you force him baseline. If he beats you baseline, I'm going to clean it up. If I don't get the block, that's on me." And I was like, what? Like that. I never heard that in the NBA because, you know, it's an individual sport. Everybody's worried about me. And when I seen that, I was like, oh, man, I got my brother's keeper now. You know, now I can press up. Now I can get more press up on my man because I know at the end of the day, if any of my mistakes, Body's going to clean it up. So that was something that was special from day one, and I think that was a big test to Body's heart, the way he was mentally, and the way he set the foundation for all of us once we got there.
Now, Ben, when you were – this is probably trivia for the chat. No rewards were associated with this, but the first team that Ben Wallace played for was the Washington Bullets. So that gives you a sense of how much of an OG this guy is.
He had a ball head then.
He did.
Yeah.
And Ben, you obviously played Division II ball, Virginia Union. Standout player, started your career with the Bullets. When you first took the court with George Mirasan at practice, what was that experience like? Because he must have been the tallest guy you had ever met, right?
Yeah, George was definitely the tallest guy I had ever seen, and man, it was fun. It was weird. It was awkward. It was fun. It was exciting. It was a little scary, but for me, it was a challenge. You know, it was George at that time was the tallest guy in the league. He was the tallest guy in the NBA. So this is my opportunity to showcase my talent, you know, to show my skills, you know, to show everybody what I'm about. So, you know, it was a great time playing against, you know, Big George. George is a big guy, and George is a comedian. The first time I met him, I walked in the gym, and he got dressed and came on the floor, stopped the runs, and was like, you know, that I'm playing, I'm here and I'm playing, you know, because we had free agents and rookies, so we couldn't really say nothing. But all right, let's repick the team. And George looked at me and was like, "Who is this little guy?" Kept doing this. "Who is this little guy that y'all have guarding me? Who's this little guy?" And so I told him, "You'll see who I am before this day is over with." So I blocked his first 2 shots, and he gave me all the respect then. So George is my man.
There you go. What a story. All right. Well, community. I know you love Top Shot. You love these guys. We're gonna meld those two worlds together right now, and we're gonna have a giveaway later. But I prepped Ben and Rip on a little challenge. There's a little balance in their accounts, and here's the challenge. Y'all have 5 minutes. Rip, you have $2,000 in Dapper balance. I want you to collect the best moment you can find of a player an active player that reminds you of your former teammate, Ben. Ben, same task. You got 5 minutes. You got 2,000 Dapper balance. Find a moment from a player that's active today that reminds you of Rip. And serial number matters. The moment itself matters. The player, of course, matters. Whichever one of you two finds the better moment in the next 5 minutes, we'll take some responses from the audience to determine who wins, and we'll drop you a rare pack. Simple as that. Stakes are on. Let's do it, guys. And while we're doing this, so I'm gonna just start the clock here. 3, 2, 1. You got 5 minutes to browse through the marketplace and find a moment. Ben, you're being cocky. I see Rip already diving in there. You're taking it slow. It's okay. You guys have.
I think I need to be on my laptop because it's not giving me the top homepage on my iPad.
All right. Well, if we need to give a little bit of buffer time for you, we can make that happen. We can stretch it out a bit while they are kind of scouring the marketplace, trying to find the perfect moment. There are a few names that come to mind for me of no one's quite like Big Ben, but there are a couple guys that are pretty elite, versatile defenders that Rip might be looking at. There's no one quite like Rip, but there are some lethal shooters that never stop moving. So while you guys are doing that, community, I'd love to hear some questions, be it Top Shot, be it Rip and Ben. Let's get some questions going, and we'll answer them. We're going to have fun here. Looks like Ben is dropped. He's back.
He's right here.
Okay, perfect. He's going to be finding some moments. He's working at a home field disadvantage here because he's having some tech. So we're going to make sure that he can get into Top Shot. Ben, if you need to do it from your phone, that works. Of course, we can pull up your account from our end and share it. That's the beauty of the blockchain. We can share every transaction that's made.
Yeah, it's not showing the top screen on my phone or on my iPad.
No? Okay. If you open up a new tab on your desktop, does that work?
I gotta go get my desktop.
Let's not worry about it too hard, Ben. If it's taking a while, you just sit, you make yourself comfortable. How about while Rip is scouring for a moment that reminds him of you, let's just do some Q&A, community. Ask Ben any questions you might have. We're seeing some people say that Bam Adebayo is your comp. We're seeing some Rudy Gobert. All right, we got a question from Major Justice. Thoughts on the 2021 Detroit Pistons? Where do they go from here? Obviously a rebuilding year, but would love to hear kind of your thoughts.
I mean, the team is in a rebuilding stage. You know, they're getting younger. You know, they putting pieces together. You know, I think they got a great group of young guys that come out and play hard and play with a lot of energy. And guys that come out and play with energy, you know, are coach's dream. You know, as a coach, you never want to have to coach energy. So they got a lot of, you know, they got a group of guys that come out and play with a lot of energy. So I think the team is definitely heading in the right direction.
So one question I'm seeing in the chat, and going to put you on the spot here. You played with LeBron in Cleveland. LeBron or MJ? You were in the league for both of them, saw them at their peaks. Do you have a take there?
People that grew up watching MJ, it's going to take some type of miracle act from God to convince us and change our mind that it's going to be anybody that's ever going to come out around that's better than him. But I also had a chance to play with LeBron, and, you know, nothing but respect to LeBron on what he was able to accomplish, the way he approached the game, the way he take care of his body. You know, he's definitely going to graduate from this game or retire from this game as the best statistically player to ever play the game.
Right.
So, however you want to pick it, you know, Mike first, Bron second, you know, and I'm pretty sure people that living in this era is gonna that came up on Bron is gonna pick LeBron, just like people that came up with Kobe gonna pick Kobe. So, I'm going with MJ.
I like it. I respect the diplomacy there too. All right, here's one for you. It's popped up on screen from Jack Michael. How did the city of Detroit reflect your story and your game? I have some ideas, but would love to hear it from you.
I mean, the city of Detroit is my story. The city of Detroit is my game. It was a marriage made in heaven. I was meant to play in Detroit. So, you know, it's a blue collar town. You know, I came with a blue collar game, and the city, you know, just welcoming me in right away from day one. So I represent Detroit to the fullest.
Now, Ben, one question I've had for a long time. Obviously, you see the game change pretty drastically over the past 5 years, but let's say since the time you retired about 10 years ago to now. Because you were battling Shaq, you were battling Tim Duncan, you were going body to body with some of the greatest to ever do it, and you were always at a size disadvantage. But one of your biggest strengths for that era was your versatility and your rebounding in a time when even if you weren't the biggest on the court, you had the biggest heart. Do you think that your skill set translates better today, or do you think you played in the right era? Because obviously shooting is more important. That wasn't your forte, but maybe you could be even more dominant on defense today. I just want to float it to you, see what you think.
I definitely think I played in the right era. But could I have played in today's era? Yeah. You know, today's area is the area of undersized centers.
Right.
You know, no true positions. You know, switch defensive basketball. And, you know, that was one of the things that we brought to the game that nobody really noticed. We could switch, you know, 1 through 5. Right. We was playing this style already. And it didn't matter who got to the post first. You know, if Rip ran down the floor and got to the post first, we're gonna run the play through Rip. If Chauncey decided he wanted to go to the post, we was gonna run our plays through Chauncey. You know, I mean, it was just so many different ways that we came at teams. So teams really still hadn't figured out, you know, how we was able to get it done the way we was able to get it done, because we was interchangeable at every position on both ends of the floor. So today's game, it would have played right into our hand, you know, as far as you're going to put 5 guys out there with no true center on the floor. Well, I never considered myself a true center. You know, I played the center position, but every night, you know, I give up, you know, 4-5 inches, you know, probably about 30, 40 pounds, and I just had to work at it. In today's game, I definitely could have effect on today's game.
Well said. Rip, do you have a moment? Do we have the moment that of the player that reminds you of Ben in today's game?
Yeah, I got a moment. Can you pull it up? Can you show the world? Can you show the world?
We can indeed. Give me 1 second here. We'll get it pulled. Rip City 3232. Bear with me here as we get it pulled.
See what the people think.
Man, I'm tripping. I can't get my demo, my pick.
Hey, don't worry about it. You lost by default. It's all good.
Nah, ain't no losing.
So we got Draymond Green as the pick, another Michigan guy. This is a nice little alley-oop.
Hacha.
I like it. And picked up a legendary moment. Well done. Well played by Rip there. Serial number 96 of 99. I'm going to, I think there's some significance. That's right around the time Ben was coming into the league there. So nice serial number.
You see that?
Ben, when was your rookie season?
Huh?
What year was your rookie season?
96.
Rip, just killing the serial number game. I like it.
See that? You see that?
I see it.
And that's the year I graduated from high school, 96. So I had to make sure that the number meant something more personal to what we got going on.
I love it. Well, that's well done.
And
all right.
And 99 was the year they traded me to make room for you.
You right. Right. They had to make sure they had the right amount of money, cap space for the Wizards.
Yeah, them little popcorn change they was paying me wasn't affecting those salary caps.
Guys, let's talk some playoffs. Let's talk current NBA. Obviously, first round has been really exciting so far. I think you both, deep down, and forgive me if I'm wrong, if I'm forgetting a team at the end, but you guys were Eastern Conference guys through and through, pretty much from every team you jumped around to. You were in the Eastern Conference. This might be the first year in a while that I think the very top of the top are coming out of the East. But I would love to hear from you guys. If you had a finals prediction today, knowing all that knowing where the injuries lie, who's not 100%, do you guys have a take on who you think is going to be competing in the finals this year?
Yeah, I mean, for myself, I feel as though, one is in the Western Conference is going to be the Lakers. It's just bummed out for the Utah Jazz and the Phoenix Suns to have the number 1 and number 2 seed, and now the Phoenix Suns got to play the Lakers in the first round. Like that's just mind-boggling. That's insane that the Lakers dropped that far. So I would have the Lakers West, and then I would have the Brooklyn Nets.
Yep.
Coming out the East. I mean, them 3 guys right there. They play the best 3. On the ball scores, especially in this era. And I thought they went out and got the right pieces. They got great veterans that don't care about anything but just winning. So I would have to go Brooklyn and the Lakers in the finals.
All right, and Ben, any disagreements there? You feeling the same?
I would. I would love to see the Lakers and Brooklyn meet up in the playoffs. But I would also love to see the Lakers and the Bucks meet up in the playoffs. I think the Bucks, for the last couple of years has been flirting with, with the championship run. And I think this year is their opportunity, which is probably going to be their best opportunity before they start looking at, sort of breaking the team up and, changing some things around. So I would love to see the Lakers and the Bucks. But I think it's one team that I sort of got as my underdog. I like the way they play. I like the way they scrap as a team. And that's Utah.
Mm-hmm.
I like the energy they play. I've been watching, over the season. Some guys been throwing a lot of shade their way, with towards Donovan Mitchell and the way he played the game, the way he approached the game. So, in the playoff, this is his time, this is his stage to show all those guys that, you can say whatever you want to say about my game. My only concern is about winning. And I think they're, probably the underdog team right now that can make some noise.
Now, the overlap between those teams, Utah and Milwaukee, right? Kind of disciples of the Greg Popovich coaching tree, right? Mike Budenholzer in Atlanta ended up going to Milwaukee. His assistant coach in Atlanta, Quinn Snyder. Your guys' former teammate with Detroit, Darvin Ham, on that Milwaukee staff right now. I think there is a real question of, are both of those teams better constructed for the regular season, or do Donovan Mitchell have what it takes in ISO ball at the end of games to get off the shot they need and maybe for Milwaukee now, you see Chris Middleton coming out of the woodwork hitting game winners. Drew Holiday is going to bring it every night. So I think that's an interesting take. Obviously, last night, the tough news, Dante DiVincenzo, their starting shooting guard, out for the rest of the postseason. That might cause a blow. But so let's hypothetically say, not chalk because the Lakers are the 7 seed, but let's say the favorites in both conferences, the Lakers and the Nets, make it to the finals. Who do you guys like in that matchup?
I might have to go with Brooklyn. I think it's their year. I think the Lakers, with injuries, having an up and down roller coaster ride. They had a long season last year, and very short turnaround. So I don't know when you're talking about health matters, especially to your 2-star players with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. If one of them guys is not 100%, well, Ben knows that nobody's really 100% right now in the playoffs anyway. But I just think that Brooklyn, they just have a lot, man, with Kyrie, James, and KD. Like, them dudes ain't scared of LeBron James. You got a lot of guys in the NBA right now that respect and take their hats off to LeBron and sometimes really doesn't want to go at him. But I can't say the same for Brooklyn. I think Kyrie wants it. Like, Kyrie versus LeBron, the whole saga they had in previous years. I think that he's going to get up for that game. KD, him be the best player in the league. Like, that's his opportunity, his moment to play on that stage. And James Harden, not getting a ring yet. People thinking that he's a selfish, just an ISO type of player. Now gives him an opportunity to go out and win. So I'm going with Brooklyn. I think this is their year. I think this is their moment.
Ben, you agree? You disagree?
I agree. I agree with what Rip said. About Brooklyn. Brooklyn have a lot of weapons. They can score the ball with anybody. They can play with anybody. But my thing with the Lakers, what Bron gonna bring. Every night he step on the floor. Whether they say he 100% or 80%, you're gonna get 100% of everything he got that night. And but I think the dark horse in that matchup would be AD.
Yep.
I look at Brooklyn roster and the things that AD can do on the floor. It's hard to see a big on Brooklyn roster that can match up with AD right now. But like Rip said, if James Harden take the initiative that I've been hearing everything y'all been saying about me, as far as me being, one-on-one players, got to dribble the air out the ball to be effective. I hadn't won a ring yet. This is my time to shine. He's on the biggest stage. He got the most attention on him. I think he should seize this opportunity to show everybody that hey, I'm a Hall of Fame type player and I'm gonna be a Hall of Fame player and go out and win this championship. So if he take it upon himself to really come out and attack the game, I think he can neutralize what AD can get done in the post.
I agree wholeheartedly, guys. I think that not to disrespect any other team because there are a lot of real contenders here, but I think the pundits might be overthinking this a little bit. I don't think we have quite as many guys. When I look at the Nets, right? You got arguably 3 of the best scorers of all time, probably top 20 scorers of all time. But it doesn't end there, right? Joe Harris, one of the best shooters in the league, has a little bit of Rip Hamilton in his game, never stops running. Think about Blake Griffin kind of resigning himself to now a defensive first. I'm just going to guard. I'm going to do my 15, 25 minutes a game of just tough physical ball. And then like the Nick Claxtons of the world, they've got depth. They're really good. Jeff Green's injury does give me a little bit of concern, but I like Brooklyn as well. I got one last question for you guys because I know we're coming up on time here. We're still going to do the giveaway, y'all. Don't worry, giveaway's coming. But I don't mean to keep Rip and Ben. They've got Hall of Fame time. They got Friday. They're going to tune into the playoff games, I'm sure, later. But Ben, obviously, weren't able to do that collection. But which player, if you were able to go to the marketplace and collect a moment, which player do you have in mind for who Rip reminds you of in today's game?
In today's game, I was gonna go with DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan, interesting.
Yeah, I think he probably had the best mid-range shot in the game as of today.
That's a great call. I mean, DeMar DeRozan obviously more known as like I think Rip is more known as like a shooter. Rip and DeMar is like a primary scorer, right? So slightly different in terms of how they got their buckets, but you're right, where they score from, eerily similar. Rip, if you were in today's NBA, you think you're taking all those mid-rangers to the 20-foot mark, 21 feet, you're taking threes on those, or you think you're still going to be hunting for mid-range?
I still think that I'll be hunting for mid-range shots because when Michael Jordan tells me that's the hardest move to guard in the game, regardless of what era that you're playing in, I think that's would still be my bread and butter. I do think that I would be able to shoot a lot more threes because at the time, you got to remember, our coach was Larry Brown. Larry Brown just to do three. Larry Brown wanted us to pack the paint. Everything goes in the paint first. The ball has to hit the paint first. So I think depending on the coach, now all coaches got to adapt to that model in today's game. I still think that the mid-range jump shot would be my bread and butter, but I still think that I'll probably extend my range a little bit further out.
Very valid. Was that something Jordan told you when you were a rookie? Like mid-range hardest place to stop?
Yeah, like just like I told you before, getting the opportunity to practice with MJ every day. And one time I was in practice guarding him, and he took 2 hard dribbles to the middle of the basket and pulled it up and knocked down the shot. And he was like, Rip, add that to your game. Like, that's the hardest move in the game of basketball to guard because as I'm driving towards you, the defender's going back, and the defender can't jump to his highest capacity going backwards. So he was like, add that because you can always keep your defender off balance. And I just don't understand why more kids don't learn that shot.
Kids watching Steph, they think they need to pull up from 40 to make it happen.
Steph is one of a kind. Like
one of a kind.
When you look at the history of the game and you look at the medium range jump shot from all the way back from John Havlicek to now we're talking about DeMar DeRozan. People don't realize how great of a mid-range shot the great Kobe Bryant had. Like that keeps defenders off balance on the floor. So I always tell kids, learn that shot, man. It's a shot that's unguardable, and you'll be able to play a lifetime.
Seeing in the comments, CJ McCollum, another good comp for Rip. One thing that I will say, just looking through the comments as we've been streaming, the love for you guys, what you did for the city of Detroit, the memories that you inspire, the memories that will one day be on NBA Top Shot for sure. There's a lot of love in the air. You guys have a lot to be proud of, and I'm super grateful for you guys taking some time out of your day, joining us here. I had a lot of fun, and we'll do it again soon.
Yeah, I'm just looking for a moment now so I can open up a moment of the 2004 year. For one of my brothers. That right there is something that I will hold deeply close to my heart. I wouldn't sell that. I would keep that and pass it down to my kids, and hopefully they don't sell it, but you never know. It's like people with a house. When you try to leave it for the kids look around and say the house is too big. I'm selling this cash. Hopefully these guys don't cash out.
So I said one last question, but you guys reminded me of one, and I want you to answer with 2 different answers if possible. NBA Top Shot is all about celebrating the greatest moments from NBA history. When you think back on your 2004 championship run, is there a moment that stands out as the moment you would want to own, whether it's your own moment or whether it's a teammate's? Obviously, you have a teammate that went by the nickname of Mr. Big Shot, so I imagine that there might be 1 or 2 of his. But, needless to say, all 5 of you guys had certain things that you brought to the table that true NBA fans will always appreciate. So I'll just turn the floor over back to you guys. Is there a moment from your 04 championship run that one day you need to own that moment on Top Shot?
For me, since I'm here with my brother, I'm not going to say one of my moments, but I'm gonna give you one of his moments.
Okay.
One of his blocks against Shaq. I think in the NBA Finals, I think right then and there that right there was, one of the moments that we were like, we're here. Like everybody's loving the Lakers, and they got all the Hall of Fame players that they have on the team. That moment right there, for me, was like, all right, you know what? This is our moment, right? This is our time to shine. So probably that.
Love it. Ben?
For me, I feel like 2005 that we should have had 5 All-Stars in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
So I got to show my small forward some love.
Yep.
With the best block I ever seen in my life against the Pacers. I blocked a lot of shots, but that was still arguably by far the best, block I ever seen in my life. And it was the most meaningful block that I ever been a part of, because we hung our hats on going out there and getting after you for 48 minutes. And that sealed the deal for the 48th minute right there. Mm-hmm. So,
and you think about all the big shots in Reggie's career, I think that one still haunts him that he didn't get that one, because that one, there was bad blood between your teams, and Tayshaun, that was his moment. I love that call.
Man, that was.
How many blocks did we have that game?
Man, I think we had like 15, 16 as a team blocks. And I think they had probably about 12 or 13 as a team. It was
part of that game.
Yeah, y'all were something else, man.
So
I covered the Atlanta Hawks, and Darvin Ham was an assistant then. And it was the year that they won 60 games. And I was trying to make that like corollary of how do these Hawks stack up against those Pistons? And when I talked to Darvin about it, he's like, man, there's no Al Horford, Paul Millsap, great players, but like it doesn't compare to what you guys have.
Yeah, for a number of reasons, man. We had a brotherhood that was so strong, and guys just enjoyed being out there playing the game of basketball. And, like Rip said earlier, he related to the fact that we did it for our teammates. We did it for our brothers, man. We was, either one of us could have been selfish and say, I'm going to grab this spotlight. It's my time to shine. I'm going to be the leader. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But, everybody was unselfish. Everybody did it for their brothers. And that's what made that team so special. And it helped that we was pretty damn good basketball players too.
It's funny because when bodies say that, we all knew what our role was on the team. We never knew what the other person was doing. Like I never told Ben what to do and how to guard Shaq, Tim Duncan, because I knew he already knew how to do his job. Now there has been moments during the season where I'll try to get a triple-double, go down there and try to grab some rebounds, and them guys used to be like, yo, man, get your skinny stuff out the paint, man. That's your outlet, man.
We ain't want him to get hurt down there, man. Come on. We need that mid-range on the other end.
I'll tell you the last Pistons moment that I need in my collection down the road. Sheed yelling, "Ball don't lie." We just got to get one of them, right? Like, I don't know if there's one that stands out, but that would be fun.
Don't they got that in a commercial? I seen WNBA commercial. What's her name? I forget her name, but she's driving to the basket and she's like, "Yeah, of course ball don't lie." I'm like, "Come on, man. We need to get some royalties or something off that."
Man in the tailpipe.
Man, he coin phrased she coin phrased the term that's gonna be around basketball forever. I can remember going to Chicago and committing a foul and being on the free throw line and they missed the first free throw, and one of the officials catch the ball and look at me and be like, "Go ahead and say it." I said, "Yeah, ball don't lie," you know. So it's gonna be around for forever.
You hear it on playgrounds in Brooklyn. You hear it all over the world.
Right.
Yeah, guys, I could talk 04 Pistons all day. I want to be respectful to your time, but this was so much fun. Thank you. We'll do it again sometime soon. And yeah, guys, just thanks again for joining us. Community, don't go anywhere. We're doing a giveaway. I just want to give these guys their Friday back. Thank you again, and we'll talk soon. And in the meantime, happy collecting. If you ever have questions about Top Shot, you know where to find us.
Yes, sir.
No doubt.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thanks.
Community. We got giveaway. Hollow Icon Pack. But first, maybe we have a hype video about the next Hollow Icon Pack. Is that true? Do we have that? Can we get that dialed up? Stay tuned for that. We will have some hype. Hollow Icon coming, if not next week, the week after. We will create opportunities for y'all. All right, let's watch it. Let's see what we got here. Let's see the players. I'll give a little commentary. We'll see what it's like. Okay, superstar finishes. All right. Ooh, Joel Embiid Challenge Award. Hold on, maybe let's start from the top. Let's start from the top on this because I think we got a dope beat around here. We're just going to work on getting the sound in, but let's see this because you got a little bit of a tease. We'll talk about some of these moments. We'll talk about some. Okay, let's see it. Hollow Icon. Yep, this is the music I was looking for. KD, okay. First legendary moment from him in Series 2. Challenge Award. Oh my goodness. We got this moment. Arguably the moment of the year from Luka. Drop 3. Oh, Michael Porter Jr. LaMelo! Cat. That's a pack. That's what I'm talking about. And nice little segue there. Cat will be joining a Top Shot this playoff show coming soon. Karl Anthony Towns coming soon. Community. If you've stuck around, I'm sure you had a good time hearing stories about the 04 Pistons, hearing about the NBA. It's time for a giveaway. It's time for a giveaway. We got to do it, right? Can we get the giveaway link up on the screen one more time? Make sure that the community has an opportunity to get in there. And we're going to be giving away a Hollow Icon pack. I'm going to pull that up on my end to make sure that we're ready. You see the link up there. Type it into your browser. Submit. Don't submit more than once. We're going to dedupe and disqualify multiple submitters. So don't try to abuse the system. Let's play fair here. No trivia. This is going to be random selection. We got that going. The link is on the screen. We can probably try to share it in the chat as well. We're giving away 10 moments. 1 legendary Hollow Icon moment. 3 metallic gold rare moments. 6 base set moments. This is going to be a pretty epic pack. Link is back up in the chat. We're going to get this pack loaded. Having some loading issues with the pack, but it won't last. Community. Do you want us to open a Hollow Icon from drop 1 or drop 2? Give me the feedback. We're going to pick on the spot here. Do you want from drop 1, drop 2? The moments you can get from both are epic, so it doesn't make a massive difference. Drop 1, drop 2. Seeing a lot of, it's pretty 50-50 right now. Okay, 1s are coming through. More 1s. All right, we're doing from drop 1. Thank you for the feedback. All right. Drop one overwhelming. All right, let's see. Can I share my screen? Can we get this loaded? We are going to be deduping from new submitters before we pick. But in the meantime, I want to pull up this pack. Community, before we dive into the giveaway, you got any questions? Anything you want to ask? We got more submissions pouring in. Again, do not submit more than once. It will disqualify all of your submissions. You don't want to do that. Do not submit more than once. And we're going to get this pack open. Might just take a little bit. Questions I'm seeing for me. Who would be my NBA Jam two-man tandem from that team? You can't go wrong. But, I mean, gotta show love to the guys that just showed up, right? They're really two of the legends of this century, and I think in today's NBA, both of them would be even more dominant. Hats off. Yeah, Mehmet Okur and Darko Milicic would be a fun, versatile, perimeter-oriented two-man team. I mean, shout out to Eldon Campbell from that team, too. You can watch all of those 04 finals games on YouTube. This Pistons team had not won anything. And they were going up against Shaq and Kobe, fresh off of a three-peat, plus Karl Malone, only the second leading scorer in NBA history who had just joined the team, and Gary Payton, the guy that Michael Jordan identified as the best Jordan stopper in NBA history. That was the team. Pretty hard to believe that an undrafted center, Richard Hamilton, coming off of his, a trade for Jerry Stackhouse, so I think it's fair to say that he was highly esteemed, but he wasn't an all-star at that point. Chauncey Billups, who had bounced from team to team to team and got benched in Minnesota before becoming a star in Detroit. And we're just, and then, of course, Rashid, who, to this day, one of my all-time favorites. If we could do a stream with him one day, that would be a dream come true for me. We're just waiting. We got packs, trying to deal with the technical, trying to wait for the pack to open. It will open. We've got a lot of packs in this account bogging it down right now. I'm excited to give some packs away. Appreciate y'all being patient. In the meantime, we're filibustering here, trying to get more time for this pack to open. Hit me with some questions. What's on your mind, everyone? It could be Top Shot oriented. It could be playoffs oriented. It could be whatever. I just want to talk. Who do you think will win the Clippers-Mavs series? That's a good one. I mean, obviously stealing 2 on the road gives Dallas a huge leg up in the odds. I think the Clippers have the best player in the series. Even acknowledging how good Luka is, I'm still a huge Kawhi believer. But I think where there's smoke, there's fire. And I think chemistry goes a long way. And I think Dallas is coming together at the right time. And I think maybe, just maybe, there's a little apprehension in LA about if they do get swept or if they lose in 5 or 6. Is Kawhi out? He might leave. And that's a real risk because they gave up a lot to get him. And obviously bringing him and Paul George together on paper was genius, brilliant. I thought they were going to win the championship last year when they made the acquisition. But, it bears out in results. They don't have a signature big man. Kristaps Porzingis looking better than he has all season. Tim Hardaway Jr. in the zone, very streaky player, hitting his stride at the right time. And Luka proving there's no such thing as a Luka stopper. You can have 2 of the best perimeter defenders over the last decade, and no one can shut down Luka especially if you're trying to match up on switches with like Reggie Jackson. No disrespect to Reggie, who's a very good player in his own right. What am I looking forward to most for Top Shot? Guess, packs, moments. I mean, I'm super excited about playoff moments coming out. We already had Chris Middleton hit a game winner. We had Trae Young hit a game winner. I'm sure we're going to get many more game winners and epic moments from the postseason. Guest-wise, Karl Anthony Towns is joining us very soon. He's going to be a Holo icon. We'll have some other guests that are Holo icons. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff. Players getting involved, potentially even with Quest. We'll see. A lot on the table here. Very exciting time. But without further ado, the filibustering worked. Thank you all for your patience. Let's share the screen. We got a Holo icon pack. How's it look, everyone? You like it? You excited? We're going to open it. We're giving away all of these moments. Of course, we're saving the best for last. We got random.org up. We're going to do the giveaway, random giveaway. As long as you didn't submit your username twice, you're going to be eligible. This is a pretty pack. And there will be more Holo icons coming soon. Complete the set. We got some unbelievable moments coming down the pipeline. Not to mention, just on the topic of Luka, we got arguably the player of the year coming in this Holo icon. So very exciting times. Is John Starks dunking on MJ the best moment? No, definitely LJ 4-point play, but more earnestly and before my time, of course, Willis Reed coming out of the tunnel in Game 7. Willis Reed, to this day, one of my favorite trivia questions has been, who's the only NBA player in history to win MVP but not be drafted in the first round? That was Willis Reed. Now, the obvious exception or asterisk there is he was drafted 10th overall. The league had 8 teams when he was drafted. But Willis Reed, hobbling, not expected to play, comes out of the tunnel, provides life, energizes the Garden. But the story of that night that no one knows or no one really respects, Walt Clyde Frazier, to this day, just a living legend in New York, one of my favorite players to watch. You can watch grainy YouTube videos. The guy was an elite defender, elite passer. In Game 7 against Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West and superstars with the Lakers, Walt Clyde Frazier goes for 36 points and 19 assists. May have been 17. It was 19 or 17. Either way, ridiculous. So I think as far as greatest Nick moment for me, LJ's 4-point play, the Garden, I've never seen anything quite like that. The greatest moment, I think, in Knicks history has to be Wilt coming out of the tunnel. The moment I would be most eager to collect, because I'm a niche collector of things, Pablo Prigioni alley pass to J.R. Smith for reverse slam. Easy. It's loading. It's taken a while. We know that. Juice will be worth the squeeze. Wait for it, everyone. We're going to have someone coming around here taking away a legendary moment. That's pretty exciting. Collector score for next Holo Icon pack drop will be announced. You will have time to raise your collector score to become eligible for the drop. You do not have to worry about your snapshot for today. You will have ample notice of how to kind of increase your collector score. Or if you have it already, great. It is going to be very high. This pack is taking a while to load. That is undeniable. Juice will be worth the squeeze. That's what we keep saying. I don't think it's an operating max system. Basically what happens is this account gets a ton of the reservation packs. So it's just bogged down a little bit. Lots of packs in here. Enough packs to make Steph Pseudo scream. I know Carlini, there are a bunch of collectors that hodl their packs unopened. This community account could probably do some more giveaways, frankly. We'll see. There will be giveaways, for sure. We are working on building a feature where you can see your collector score on the site itself, and we will not have this drop until that feature is built. And that's for the convenience of you all to know where you stand exactly and how you can raise your collector score. Now, I think the initial version of that will be a daily snapshot. It won't be auto-updating with your new collector score. Question, we got 50 minutes until the Knicks game. How amped am I? I'm going to be working, I think, unfortunately. I'll be trying to tune in the background, but we got a lot of stuff going on, guys and gals. This is the NBA playoffs. Top Shot is doing shows weekly. We're doing big drops. We got a legendary coming right down the pike. All right. Pack seems to be loading. Let's go. All right. Community. Which door are we opening? Door number 3, says this guy, Thor. Okay, people like door number 3. Can we pull up the random to determine who's getting this moment? Random.org. Let's see it. If we randomized it, it's a little small on my screen. So JP back in the studio, the unsung hero of this show. We're gonna do 3 randomizations for door number 3, and shoot me the username when we have it. MVP JP right now for sure. Okay. Randomized. If you finish at the top, you're in good shape. It's a little too small on my screen to say for sure, so I'm going to wait for it to be posted. So in DP3ZEZ, get in touch with us. If that's not your Top Shot username, we're going to be in trouble, but I'm pretty sure it is. All right, you're getting door number 3 here. Door number 3 is a rare moment, so you're in luck. I should bet that more carefully, but D3EZ, you get this one. Let's see what it is. Dallas Mav, rare, 471. THJ, we were just talking about him. He is playing electrically right now, and well, if this moment can be a forecast of things to come, that's a 51-point blowout we got here. Maybe people should have been looking at that box score a little more when making predictions about what was going to happen. And obviously the caveat here, I don't know if Kawhi was playing this game, but this classic game is not only Tim Hardaway Jr.'s Top Shot debut as a legendary, but it was also NBA history, where the Dallas Mavericks had a 50-point lead at halftime. Pretty crazy. All right. I'm going to just make sure. Okay, door number 1 is a rare. We're not going to do that one. We got door number 2 or door number 4. Community, you tell me. Door number 2 or 4? Question, do I miss THJ? At times. But THJ on a losing team was a frustrating experience because he's best in a 3rd or 4th player role, and when he's the 1st or 2nd option, it's just too much of a load to carry. All right, I'm seeing more for door number 4. Door number 4, we'll do just one more randomizer on this one to ensure we get the right person. Birdoy, is that right? Birdoy? Congrats. Oh, Bundoy, I'm sorry. Birdoy is also a good one. All right, we got low serial number, 415 of 12,000. Hamidou Diallo, one of my favorite moments on Top Shot as a New Yorker. Hamidou Diallo, of course, the Queens kid. Dunk contest against Zion Williamson at Brooklyn Bridge Park when they were in high school. I was there. Hamidou Diallo throwing it home against the New York Knicks. This is his Top Shot debut, low serial number. Very well done, Bundoy. Congratulations. We're gonna keep with this one randomization. And we're going to go to door number 2 here. Biebs 15. This is Justin Bieber here in luck. You got a Dame. Got a Damian Lillard. One of my favorite superstars, if not my favorite superstar, one of the most humble guys. Weber State, 14-4-78, close to the final mint here. And this came in a win against one of the best defenders in the NBA in OG Anunoby. Let's watch that again. Because OG, I would say, for my money, is 1A or 1B with Mikal Bridges as kind of the best young perimeter defender in the league. And Dame just making quick work, creating separation, hitting the shot. Dame Dalla. All right. Continuing on, door number 5. We'll just do one more randomization here. Got Zuggs Wong, 1858. If you get serial number 1858, I'll gift you a rare pack. It's not likely, but 1858, you have my word. You'll get a rare pack if this is the serial number that hits. Ja Morant. So you don't get the serial number hit, but you get arguably the most electric, exciting young star in the NBA. And this is one of my favorite moments as well, because the contrast of slow-mo Kyle Anderson with Ja Morant, one of the fastest players in the league, is awesome. Kyle Anderson, of course, played point guard, point forward at UCLA, had a really nice stint with the San Antonio Spurs, and has really just carved out a lane as one of the better players on Grizzlies team that has a real chance here in the first round against the number 1 seed Jazz. Ja Morant, of course, one of the best dunkers in the NBA. All right, progressing through. We're going door number 6. Let's randomize it again. Is that Cowabunga, I think. All right, let's see what you got. Ooh, you got a 3-star rookie, Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell was and is one of the players I'm most excited about from this rookie class. I think he's got a lot of Mikal Bridges in his game. I think you're going to see a lot from this guy over time. This is his first career bucket, a 3-pointer off an assist from DeMar DeRozan. That's a great poll, Cowabunga. Congratulations. All right, what do we got here? We got a couple more, and then we're into the rares. One more randomizer. Buffalo Space. You get what a pack, man. Zach LaVine hitting the 3. The Bulls are back. Zach LaVine, one of the most exciting players. If not Ja Morant, Zach LaVine's still one of the most athletic. Those guys are hand in hand. And I'm a Michigan State fan, so seeing the little Denzel Valentine cameo in the background there, I'm all for it. That's a great poll. Man, I'm excited about this pack. People are getting what they want. All right, we got one more common. We're going to do one more. We're getting one more. And then we're going on to rares. Let's see who we got here. I don't think we're going to give the same person a duplicate. Now, I think we're spreading the love here. That is the chances of a random there. Kawhi. Oh, I like whoever this person is. That is a good nickname. Eisenberg. All right. Let's see it. I hope you got a Kawhi. You got a John Collins, one of the best dunkers. What a pack loaded with dunkers. And I know I love everything, but this is pretty epic. All right, we got 3 more moments. We got 3 more moments here. We're going to start in door number 1. Door number 1, we got Ducats. Is that right? Ducats. We got a rare. Serial number. Ooh, Bol. Happened against my Knicks. I remember watching this game feeling like we should have drafted Bol. How did we drop to 44th overall? The guy's a unicorn. That's a great pull. Low serial. Great rare. Ducats, congrats. All right, we got one more rare, and then we got the legendary. On the legendary, we're going to do 2 randoms. On this rare, we'll just do one, though. Okay, Sharos or Xaros. This one's yours. And we got the same THJ metallic gold. Serial number 66 in this one. Nice flush. His Top Shot debut. A moment from NBA history. The biggest halftime lead ever. Luke Kennard just can't keep up. That's some Michigan on Duquesne right there. All right. We got the legendary. We're going to do 2 randoms for it. And we're going to be closing up shop here. What a show, guys. Ben Wallace, NBA Hall of Famer. First time I've ever streamed with an NBA Hall of Famer. I've gotten to talk to a few, but never anything like this. This was a lot of fun. Richard Hamilton, one of my favorites. Let's see. Okay, we're going to randomize this twice. Winner's the big winner. Randomize one more time. Let's see it. This looks like Dexter. GIS Dexter. It's the legendary. To legendary, serial number 42. Another Tim Hardaway Jr., a legendary Tim. That is pretty wild. 3 rare or legendary Tims in one pack. That is an epic pull. Congratulations, GIS Dexter. That is a hell of a pull. Very happy for you. What a wild pack. Excellent players. Some really great moments. We'll be giving these away. You saw how long it took for us to open this pack. It might take us about, I would say, you don't have the moment in your account and you won this giveaway by next Friday. That's when you can follow up with us. But don't anticipate it until next Friday because we got some cleaning out of this account to do before we can send out gifts. But we're going to be back. Playoff show number 2, Tuesday, June 1st. We're going to have some electric guests. We're going to talk Hollow Icon. We're going to talk NBA playoffs. We're going to talk Top Shot. But here's the most important thing you all need to know. June 1st, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have a Hollow Icon player joining the stream. We're going to talk a lot about Hollow Icon in that stream. And maybe even a community favorite. Maybe a little Josh Hart action. Very excited about it. The drop, to be clear, will not be on June 1st. It will come at a later time. We're going to be doing a playoff show on June 1st that will have another Hollow Icon giveaway from a previous drop. Very excited for it. Josh Hart will be joining us and an NBA All-Star. I'll keep mums the words there, but you guys can put 2 and 2 together. Very excited. And let me double check this. It's going to be Tuesday. I want to make sure I'm getting it right. No, Tuesday's June 1st. Don't scare me like that, chat. Thank you all for joining. We'll do this again soon. Congrats to the giveaway winners. Congrats to everyone who showed up. There will be more giveaways. Spread the good word. Top Shot NBA playoff show. Lots of giveaways, lots of fun. Looking forward to it. So thank you all for joining. We'll talk soon. And until next time, enjoy the NBA playoffs. Go Knicks. Please root for my Knicks just a little bit, okay? We really need it. I don't know if you guys saw it. Game 2, it's like we won the championship outside of Madison Square Garden. Our fan base is deprived. I haven't experienced a series win since, 2012-13, we won a series, but I was covering the NBA back then. Made it really hard to root for a team because I was covering the Hawks, and they were in the playoffs too. So it's been a while since I've gotten to root for my Knicks in the playoffs. Just spread a little love for me, please. Like, I know that we're going to go up against Philly if we make it to round 2, and I know Philly is a matchup nightmare for us. That would be pretty fun. Anyway, thank you all. Stay tuned to Tuesday and enjoy playoff action. Lots of Top Shot good stuff coming soon. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.